Hey, thanks for renting a board through L2S. I'm just going to show you some basic setup for the board. So first thing is when it comes, everything's going to be packaged inside this carrying case. The life jacket will typically be inside of there unless it doesn't fit, and I'll have it on the side. So two ways to carry this. With most of the boards I have, there's carrying straps to wear it as a backpack, or I actually have wheels so you can roll it. So if you're rolling it, you want to make sure these are tied up tight so you're not rolling over the straps. And you're just gonna roll it out like that. Otherwise, there's a nice waist strap and a shoulder strap like a backpacking pack, so you can even backpack to like remote lakes with this. So now let's dive into the accessories. So the first thing is a life jacket. So if you guys went through us, I had you fill out an intake form with kind of your height and weight, and that helps determine what size of life jacket and board would be appropriate for you. So make sure with the life jacket, it's just really snug. So there's adjustments on the sides, make sure it's pretty tight. You can even have somebody that's taller like come up and pull you from behind to make sure it doesn't come up over your head. So make sure that life jacket is fit correctly. And then coming over to the board, we're gonna open this up. And life jacket, as far as state law goes, you just have to have it on your craft. You don't have to necessarily wear it, although I would recommend it on a river. All right, so get out the accessories here. Each board comes with a manual pump, and then some boards will come with an electric pump, which is an upcharge. So first, let's talk about the pump setup. So some of the pumps will have one or two valves. It's almost always the lower valve, which will be the valve you're going to set up this tube to. Okay, we're just going to kind of get that on there. And then as far as the setting, most of these pumps come with a setting, dual action or single action. So we're going to slide it over to dual action until we get to about 10 psi on here. Okay, that's going to enable air to come in and out. And then after that, you're going to notice it's going to become really hard to pump. So you're going to switch it over to single action. And that'll make it a little easier to pump those last, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 10 psi. So we got the pump set up. All right, so some of the bags have a pocket in the front. This is where we'll keep things like the leash and the fin. All right, so my boards, especially the SOL boards, come with river appropriate fins. You'll see a lot of the people on the water don't even use fins. I like this because it's a mini fin, it's rubber, it's flexible, so if it hits rocks, it's just gonna bend. It'll enable you to maneuver a lot better through the water than without a fin. Without a fin, every stroke you're gonna be zigzagging a little bit. So we're gonna come on over, I'm gonna show you guys how to get the fin in. Now typically you're going to pump up the board first, flip it upside down, and then put the fin in last, because we don't want this fin ever kind of laying in the grass. So don't ever store your board with the fin face down because it can damage it. All right, so these fins have a little guy right here. Now we want to make sure that we push down and twist it so everything's in a straight line here, okay? Everything's lined up. All right, so then we're gonna put the fin, and we want the blade kind of facing out away from us. And we have a track here. We have these little pins here. We're gonna slide this into the middle where it's a little bit wider, okay? And then it's gonna slide along the track forward. And then we're going to put this down, push hard. And then we need to push the pin down and twist it so that now the bottom of the pin is perpendicular, so now it does not come out. Very important, or else you're gonna lose a fin. So make sure that's locked in. To take it out, don't just try to pull it out. You don't twist this, you push down, twist once, turn it, so now everything's lined up. It should come out easily. Slide along the track and pull it out. Easy as that, okay? All right, so now let's get out our next accessory, which is the paddle. Oh, and here's my longer fin. So this would be appropriate for lakes, mostly just lakes or flat water. This is longer, it's gonna track better. It's gonna help you go in a straight line. All right, so next we have our paddle. So this actually has 3 different adjustment levels here. Okay, we're just gonna push these little pins in here, lock it in, and then the adjustment here. All right, so we wanna make sure that with our elbows slightly bent, we're able, so that's a little too tall for me. Right about there is perfect, okay? Even could go down a tiny bit. So anyways, right there. So I want my wrist to be able to hang over the top of the paddle with a barely slightly bent elbow here. And then we want to make sure the logo is facing out. For, I'd say 95% of paddles, the logo faces out. And I always remember, like, the brands want to always be promoting themselves, so the logo is always facing out. That's kind of how I remember it. All right, so we got the paddle set up. We'll put that aside. Now it's time to inflate the board. So we're gonna unstrap this guy, and I'm just gonna show you a couple tips for the valve because it can be a little bit tricky. So unroll it. This will also help to keep it together afterwards so don't lose this strap. Usually I'll just throw everything inside the main part of the bag. Okay, so typically you'd unroll the whole thing. I'm just gonna, for time purposes, I'm just gonna show you guys the basics from here. So if we kind of do a close-up here of the valve, we need a little close-up of the valve. So for most boards, it'll have the PSI, okay? So 15 is what we want to get this board to. It typically ranges between 12 and 20. Now we want to make sure the valve's closed, or open, I'm sorry. So typically pushing down and letting the valve pop up will close it. Pushing down and twisting will lock it. So we want it actually open and up for this. And this is kind of the tricky part. We want to make sure that we kind of start at an angle. So I'm going to twist this. Start at an angle, and then I'm going to twist it to the right all the way, and it locks it in. If you hear any air escaping, you probably need to do this again. And then we want to make sure we keep this kind of up here, not like twisted and curly-cued around. And then efficient pumping. We're going to use our full body. It's like doing a little squat in Manic, okay, if you go to Manic training. We're going to go up, keep our arms locked, and down. It's like a little quarter squat. So I'm not doing this. You see a lot of people doing this, very inefficient. You're gonna burn out your arms. We're doing a squat and using our body weight. Now it may seem easy at first. When you get to that last 5 PSI, little women, you're probably gonna be like jumping down using your full body weight. So doing this efficiently, keeping those arms locked, squatting, using your full body is really going to help. All right, so say you're done for the day, you paddled, you had a great day. Let's say your board's pumped up and you need to deflate the board, okay? So it's sealed right now. I'm gonna push down, twist. I'm gonna let the air out. I'm gonna roll it from the nose. I'm gonna roll it. The air is gonna be coming out as I'm rolling it, pushing the air out. Okay, pushing the air out. Then at the very last point, I'm gonna lock it again. Push down, let the valve pop up. This seals it, and that way next time you pump it up, it's already ready to go. You don't have to adjust the valve at all. Get this guy on, and then you'd flip it over and put the fin on like I demonstrated earlier. So that's it. It's as simple as that. Have a blast. Next video, I'll give you guys a couple of tips.